I don't know. Can you see me?
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
How are you? So,
I'm doing good.
hey, everybody, it's your girl Nisha, aka Nisha the Voice, coming in for another episode of Industry Conversations 101 live with me tonight. I have Miss Fire. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well, doing well. It's awesome to have you on the show tonight. A lot of people do not understand like how difficult it is to basically be a producer, a singer, a songwriter, especially in this day of age, especially in a business that is surrounded by men, you know? So we're gonna have a little girl talk tonight, to talk about you, to celebrate you as well, to talk a little bit about your journey being a producer and a songwriter. Just in this day and age. But how are you feeling? How are you doing through this pandemic?
Oh, I'm actually doing good. It was actually a blessing for, myself and my family.
Yeah.
Got to spend more time with my daughter, going to school from home. Not homeschool, but school from home.
Okay.
You know,
Gotcha.
um, my husband working at home and we're just all together, just surviving like everybody else. And I feel like it brought friendships together as well. I know a lot of people lost relationships, but for me, I've been blessed and I can't complain.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I think we all have been blessed throughout this, this ordeal. Even though the numbers are kind of going back up now, and I think everyone is just like taking this whole thing, as a wake up call, I guess, to just basically just live your life, just do what you do,
Right,
And I think right during this pandemic, it kind of gave everyone the opportunity to be creative, especially in music, because
right.
so many things have gone on, especially like you see so many people now doing, live covers now. You see bands that are going live now. I guess just like getting back to
Hmm.
the essence of music. And, speaking of that, you originally from the Bronx, um, you know, trained on classical music, trumpet player. I'm a woodwind, by the way.
Oh, what do you play? What do you play? You look like
so,
a clarinet or a saxophonist. Who you play?
so unfortunately, I play clarinet. My father wanted me to play saxophone. So,
Hmm.
but my cousin ended up transitioning from clarinet to saxophone. But anyways, that's another story for another day. But however, trained on classical music, and I know, being a musician, actually being instrumentalist, classical music, a lot of people don't understand. It's really, really, really hard, especially when you're reading. But I think as a musician, it's so great to have that training, that essence, that background. Being able to hear music, and because classical music, there's so many different things
Yeah.
that were within it, and
Hmm.
for you as well to be a musician, what inspired you, especially for one, to play the trumpet?
Oh, I was kind of like pushed to play. I wanted to play the bass. But, the way it was set up in junior high school was she laid out all the instruments, Miss Kastner,
hmm
and everyone came up and we tried an instrument. And the trumpet wasn't the easiest, with the brass, you have to be able to make a sound, you have to be able to buzz
mm.
and take instruction. And I was able to make a sound. I was just showing off. I'm like, hey, I can make it buzz. And then she was like, oh, okay, well, now it's yours. And it
Right.
was just like, yeah.
So
And I
I
took
guess,
it
like,
home.
yeah, and for me it was, I just I couldn't make the buzz. I mean, my son played trumpet, but the thing was is that I just wasn't able to do that. I mean, it just, I don't know, for me, like with my lips, remember, I don't know if you remember the movie Mo Better Blues, but
Mhm.
when he would blow into, the blow into the end of the trumpet as well, it just, for me, it would have the vibration of your lips would just tickle my lips so bad, and I just couldn't stand it. I just couldn't stand it. But,
Well,
just yeah, I mean, like, you wanted to play the bass, and I think that is just awesome. That is just awesome.
I still don't play the bass, but yeah, I'm doing other things. I'm doing my guitar thing. We're working on it, so you'll hear some stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay,
But
awesome.
yeah, right now it's the trumpet, it's the flugelhorn. Those are my babies. I got
Mm.
yeah, if you can see them just on
I
deck. Things I
see.
might need
Yes.
them. But yeah, the
Yes.
key to that is really people don't know. Like people try to like buzz it, but really you're spitting. You're really spitting in the horn, and that's what's making
Yeah.
your lips move. But yeah, it's
Hmm.
fun. I love
Yeah.
it.
Awesome. And then I mean, I know like you had the opportunity to go to LaGuardia High School, which I know all about that school. Um, oh my God, it brings back so many memories for me because those that do not know, this was the school that inspired Fame. As well, there were so many well-known actresses, singers, rappers that
Mhm.
attended this school. So tell me a little bit what that was like for you to attend this, the LaGuardia High School of the Arts.
High school was high school. Okay, so I don't know what else I could say about that. I mean, what can I say? Majority of it was music. I spent a lot of time on the bottom level, which is the orchestra room,
Okay.
learning theory, and that's really all I could say. I wasn't good at math. I wasn't good at a lot of stuff, but eventually I did I moved to Long Island, so I went to a musical school there in Suffolk County. And
Okay.
from there, I joined a band, a community band, and I'm still in that band. And for the most part, the bigger end of the picture is like I always stuck with my trumpet. And what
Mm,
I learned from junior high school carried me on to adulthood. Like when I wanted to find some place to go or a community to join, there was always a band. So, there's that. That's what I got out of high school and junior high school and joining community bands. There was always music for me, whether it was hip hop, R&B, making beats. It all boiled down to, hey, can you do music? There's always a community
right, right. And let's talk about making beats. As your name is Miss Fire, so and that is pretty much, your thing. You make beats. So what inspired you to move into making beats and having what would you classify your style as well?
there. Okay, well, my name is Sophia. That's where Miss Fire came from. What inspired me to make beats? Huh. Well, back in the days when there wasn't anything to do, kids sit around and, you make rhymes and you rap and stuff. And, your teachers encourage you to do creative writing. You write for an hour a day when you come in. So that was just like a thing that we did. And of course, you want to do it to a beat. So,
Mm,
at the time, who is that? Instrumental CDs were coming out. You can get them for like $5 on the corner, and we
mm-hmm.
like go hard with the beats. But it's just like eventually you're interested, like where do beats come from? How do you make beats? Like and then I came across a friend, uh, Ms. The Wiz. He made beats, and he's the one who got me into it. He hooked me up with FL Studio. At the time, it was like Fruity Loops
Mm-hmm.
3. Now it's yeah, that's
See, I know all about that, and the thing about it is, for me, I was the one with mixed craft. So Fruity
great.
Loops is like a step that's way up than mixed craft. And I don't know, for me, I just couldn't get into it. I mean, it was just everybody's, oh, it's easy, it's easy once you learn. And I would sit back and I would watch the magic happen in Fruity Loops because there's so many
FL
different
Studio.
things that you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the time it was a more simpler time where you weren't recording vocals back
Mm,
then in FL Studio. Um and MIDI, you wasn't doing MIDI and you weren't having like all these plugins and waves and stuff like that. Like it's come such a long way. And that's like my main instrument. Really, I record vocals in FL Studio. I mix. I do everything in FL Studio because it can. But yeah, that's where I started off with FL Studio. I use controllers, the Axiom. any MPCs or FPCs, any type of controllers with the drum pads. It's just all about, for me, controlling or triggering my FL Studio.
Awesome. I mean, that's just so interesting. I think it's so fascinating to me when I see like a song come together. Especially when you make the beat, then you lay the vocals, and just to see like your project just come to fruition. And
Right.
yeah, so I do want to touch on something that you did talk about, like in regards to band and the community. In this day and age,
Mhm.
we are in a business that are dominated by men. And for you, you're playing instruments that mostly that you do see men play. To me, I think it's just so awesome when I see a woman play bass, when I see a woman play lead, when I even see a female in front of the board doing the mixing, doing making beats and things. I think that is just so just it's just empowerment for women just to see that we're now in the forefront. We're now in the driver's seat now of a lot of different things. And for you, like how is that to you in regards to, being a female and being that driving force?
That's a good question. Well, I only know how to be a female. I've been a female all my life, so I can't really speak on any other perspective in comparison, to be honest. But what I can say is, um, I've been lucky enough and blessed enough and just been in a lot of good spaces where that really didn't affect me. They weren't gonna say, "Well, we're not gonna put you or give you this part because you're a girl." It's always been based on ability.
Hmm.
So, as far as guys dominate a lot of things. What music, politics, like you name it. It's just a matter of interest and drive and like you said before with COVID, a lot of different creative interests are being piqued because the time and opportunity is there because you're not obligated to, do a lot of the things that you had to do to survive. Like a lot of people are living, you know, off of whatever they have, just trying to survive and not having to go to work gives you opportunity to do something else, something that you might have not been able to do and that you want to do, including music. So, um, did that answer your question?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and I guess just to go a little deeper into the question though, do you feel
Right.
that females are not praised as much, especially for when it comes to producing?
There,
Because you.
there's a lot of behind the scenes women doing their thing, really kicking butt, like behind the scenes that might not be getting the credit or recognition that they deserve, but it doesn't mean that they're not there. They're definitely there.
Mm, yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, we know that there are so many talented females that probably just don't see the light of day. We know that they're producing, we know that they're in
Hmm.
the studio. That just their names are just not out there. But then when you look at the back of the credits and you see, so many females that had so much to do with some of the biggest records that are out right now. And I think
Right.
that's just so so awesome to see. And then especially with you working with Easy Mobi, working with the hit makers. I mean, tell me what that was like, because those are some heavy hitter names to be working with.
I was like super young, and I'll admit, like I didn't see it probably how everyone else saw it. It was
Okay.
like, yeah, for me, it was like, hey, I'm meeting up with my buddies. We're gonna go in the basement and spin some records. That's what it was like for me. It wasn't like a pressure type of we're gonna do contracts and we got to do this, this, this. It was more like these were my buddies. We're hanging out
But
and
isn't
we're
that the
making
best
music for
though?
fun.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think that's the best to be when you don't have any pressure and you're just in the studio and you're just having fun. Y'all
Yeah,
just
we just
vibing out.
vibing. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just vibing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I mean like for you when it comes to a point where you are actually vibing or you get an inspiration, take me through I guess a session with Miss Fire. What is it like how do you get in your element when you're creating?
Oh, that can mean anything. Like, oh, you can just be humming something and I like it, and I'll like play something on the keys, or we'll go find a loop, or it might just start out with just some drums, and then you might sing to it, and I'll just build on it, or we might record it just like that, just the vocals to a loop, and I can just build on it and send it back, and you send it back to me. That's virtually that's what's been happening lately due to COVID, but
Mm-hmm.
like on a live tip, pretty much the same. Like I hear something I like, or you hear something that I've done or I'm doing just for fun. It usually starts off like that. We're having fun, and then we just put it together.
So tell me a little bit about the band that you're with. I know that you're working on a new instrument now. So
Hmm.
tell me a little bit about the band. Tell me a little bit about the style of music that you all play, the type of venues that you all do. So tell me a little bit about that.
Okay. It's an American Legion band, which is pretty much just a lot of military music and classical music. I've been with them since I think like 2014. We've been going hard, and we
Wow.
do like a lot of marches. So it's actually three bands. It's the concert band, and there's a marching band, and there's a jazz band. So I'm in two out of three. The marching band. So I march. I'm on the streets in Jersey. We go up and down the East Coast. Sometimes travel, Spanish travel, like to Europe, like, and it's been around since 1948. So this is like a old band, very established,
Hmm.
and yeah, I'm mostly playing trumpet if I'm not like marketing for them.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's a really fun vibe. There's a lot of seniors, but it's like people of all ages. It's out here in Jersey, so it's like a mixed crowd, but mostly seniors.
Yeah, yeah, and but for me, and don't get me wrong, for me, I love that type of vibe more than anything.
I love it
Uh,
too. Like
yeah,
with this band, you can run into anybody. Like a lot of people come from like the Philadelphia Film Harmonic that's been retired and stuff like that. Like these are, have you ever heard of a mummer?
no, actually, tell me about that. What is that like?
Oh, well, mummers, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, ooh, you know what a muckajumbi is?
Oh my God, you're just teaching me so much new stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
what is this?
okay,
Like, what?
now I gotta explain both. Um, well, a muckajumbi is like a man on stilts. It's a West Indian term, and he's like dressed up in like shiny stuff and costume. And mummers is something like that, but they're not on stilts and they're playing instruments, but
Gotcha.
everything is like choreography. And a lot of the band members for the Bonzo Blues Band, that's the name of the band that I'm in,
Okay,
are they're mummers. So, and if you're from the Philadelphia area, you know what a mummer is.
gotcha.
Oh, and they're always like on the news. They have competitions and everything for like New Year's, and it's great. My point was like those are the type of people that's in the band. Like they're like 1,000% professional, and people come out to see them generations and generations. And I'm just happy to be a part of that
Yeah,
band.
yeah. I mean, it
It's
sounds
super
like
dope.
something from a carnival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would always try to figure out, and you helped me learn something tonight. I always try to figure out what the name was those individuals that are on stilts because I would see them dancing all the time.
Yeah. At Carnival,
Especially
yeah.
yes, yes. I never knew what the name was. So yeah, so
Muckajumbo.
yeah, yeah.
You know
So
what?
now I
I
know.
might have to Google that because that's what my mom told me. I don't know if it's made up. Like, hey Google, what's a muckajumbi?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Definitely, definitely. I mean, it's one of those things like everybody said, like you learn something every day. Learn something new every
Right,
day.
absolutely. If you're not
Yeah.
learning, you're probably not alive.
Yeah. So I know you're in your studio tonight. So what do you got cooking? Like what can we expect from Miss Fire?
Ooh, that's always a loaded question because all types of stuff, all types of stuff is definitely on the fire right now. I just released a single, my first single ever. Yeah,
Yay!
It's called Say My Name. It's on all the platforms. And it took like a million thousand cajillion years for me to finally work up the nerve to put something out. Because I work with a lot of artists, a lot of different artists, whether it's R&B, pop, hip hop, and I sing too, and I write too. I love to write, and I write a lot of records, but I produce even more. And it's just like, you know what? Hey, let's just put something out. Let's do it. Like it's not like back in the days, like you needed to be signed to a label to get a distribution deal, and
Right.
the closest you would get to a distribution deal was MySpace.
Mm, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So now things are different. Like there's no reason not to release things other than, you're your own person holding you back at this point in these days. There's DistroKid, there's TuneCore, there's all sorts of stuff, to get your stuff out on platforms and be heard. Like you never know. And it doesn't mean you gotta sell a million, billion, cajillion records to be successful. Like for me, if one person hears it and likes it, it's a go for me. Like, yeah. So it was just for me, and I'm sure a lot of artists experience that too, where just working up the nerve is just good enough, you know.
Right. Right. I think we all do. I think we all go through that period in time of our life where we just feel like, well, we have that anxiety, especially when you're putting out something new.
Hmm.
Just as your first single, and just as you said, if only one person likes it or five people like it, that's the same thing like on Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like, well, five people listened to my
Hmm.
song, five people clicked my song,
Five people. I am
right,
the bomb.
right,
Yeah, I raised the
exactly.
roof. Yeah.
Exactly. I think having that attitude, especially because we have so many artists that are going through that right now, where they're not receiving the love that they expect, and it's always hard when
Right.
you're first coming out the gate, um, and you just have to keep working, keep pushing, because you never know, that five will turn into 500,000. That five
Right.
hundred
You
thousand
never
will turn into
know.
1 million. So you have to keep going. And just as you were talking, about having that attitude, to just basically just celebrate, whether if it's just one or five, just celebrating that, and just being happy, especially with your representation of music that you bring it to the forefront.
Gratitude attitude.
Yes, yes, indeed. So tell me about Say My Name. What was the inspiration behind the song? I know you sing, and I know you write, and you also produce. So what was the inspiration behind that?
Okay. Well, because it's a very like
Yeah, it's a sensual
sexual.
record.
Yeah, yeah. So I was feeling myself, and I think a lot of people can relate, especially women, obviously,
Yeah.
where you like someone and you're not getting that reciprocation back. Not exactly. It's like
Hmm.
they're like trickling like the love, but you're like 100% on board. Like, yo, I'm calling you. You say I'm calling too much. What I'm supposed to do? Like, if I wasn't calling, then it would be a problem, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it is really just about, you know, being the one to manifest the relationship that you want
That's
for the most
beautiful.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Just
and it's
being
it's
there in the moment.
right, exactly. And I think more so, we don't have a lot of records like that where it just tells the truth of day-to-day relationships of what we can expect. A lot
Right.
of a lot of the music right now, I think everything is just the same, but I love hearing a good story. I love hearing a good storyline. You being a writer, and I know you can greatly appreciate that when
Yeah,
people
definitely.
are, yeah, where they have a great storyline. So I personally think everybody would love the record. I
Thank
think
you.
more so, yeah, and more so, it's just one of those things that for us females to have something that
Hmm.
represent us in a
Hmm.
positive light and actually speaks to say, because I think some music just says things that what we as females want to say so bad, but we
Right.
can't get up the nerve to say it. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Right. Like with this record, it was like, should I put it out? I don't want to seem like I'm reaching, like I'm desperate, but it be like that sometimes. Like
it
I
does.
need you to call me back.
See, but and I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but I remember back in the day,
Right.
like being young, where we would listen to lyrics. Like you would write the lyrics down, or either you would play
Yeah.
the somebody would call you and you was like, hey, can you just listen to this record? And you
Oh
play the
yeah.
record and they listening to it.
Yes. Right. Like you send in the subs.
Yes, you know what I mean. So I
Yeah.
love it. I love it, and I like I said, I'm
Same.
pretty sure everybody will be able to vibe to it as well. But before I let you go, tell everybody where that they can listen to Say My Name. Also, what is your handles for your social media as well?
Okay. You can find Say My Name by Miss Fire on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, all of them. It's out there. And you can find me on Instagram. I'm also on there all the time. Like, don't be afraid to message me. I do message back. Um, or you can check me out on my website, missfire.com. I do plenty of things on there that you would probably find useful. I mix, master, I can sing a hook, I can write for you. You can send me an acapella. I can bring build around that, whatever. I just love to work with people. I love music, as you probably gather. And that's what it's about for me. If it's a good vibe and it works, it works. But yeah, hit me up on Instagram.
Yeah, definitely. I think, this whole conversation, like I've learned so much um about, music and instrumental and about me being an artist myself, but it was so much stuff that I learned from this conversation. And it was an honor to have you on tonight.
Thank
Getting
you
into,
so much.
yeah, having general girl talk, musician to musician. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I wish you so much
Absolutely.
success on your single Say My Name, and definitely something for the ladies, and I think everybody can definitely relate to it. We gotta link up. I gotta figure out that food,
Definitely.
you
I
know.
checked you out. I checked you out, Nisha. Nisha, the voice. The voice. The voice. Yeah, I checked you out. You all
Yeah,
humble back there interviewing me. Serious. Yes,
we'll
beautiful.
definitely, yeah, we will we
Settling.
will definitely chat, yeah, because I mean, like I said, it's just so many things that we, especially as female artists, writers, that we experience, and I think we all have a moment that where we all must band together at one point in time, share stories, and just create dope music together. Like I love it. I love
Keep doing what you're
camaraderie.
doing, providing that platform and just keep being amazing. Like you're doing a wonderful job. I checked out your page. You interviewed so many people that needed some light. And I want to
Oh,
thank you
thank
for
you.
that, including myself. So thank you.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Definitely, it was a pleasure having you on tonight. Um, as well. Again, like I said, we got to link up. We definitely got to link
Hmm.
up. All right.
Okay, talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. This has been another episode of Industry Conversations 101. I'm your girl, Nisha, signing out tonight. Shouts out to Press Magazine and also Ben. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next week. Bye.